Hi everyone, I am Harshit Sikchi, and I'll be presenting our work Learning of Policy with Online Planning. This is joint work with Wengshan Zhou and David Hill. First, let me begin with an overview for the work. In this work, we present a theoretical analysis of H-step lookahead with a learned model and a learned value function. Then, we go on to propose loop, an efficient and practical instantiation of H-step lookahead that allows for flexible policies during deployment. Finally, we show that Loop achieves competitive performance in online, offline, and safe RL on tasks involving locomotion, navigation, and manipulation. So now let's dive into the details. Off-policy reinforcement learning has seen numerous successes lately in robotics due to its ability to incorporate data from a number of different sources. So here are some examples with like recent works from that use off-policy learning. There's kitchen manipulation, industrial insertion, and grasping. So in model-free off-policy RL for continuous domains, we typically have a model-free agent which typically has a value function and a parameterized actor. This actor will interact with the environment, taking actions, and store this transition into the replay buffer. Now this replay buffer will be used to train the value function. So there are several potential issues in this framework. First, to update the parameterized actor, we typically take the maximum of the action values of the learned policy of the learned value function on the visited states. Now, this makes the performance of the policy highly dependent on the quality of the learned value function. So if you have learned a good value function, that means your performance of the policy is going to be better, otherwise not. Now, unfortunately, value learning remains challenging due to a number of different issues. So people have studied a number of different issues such as overestimation, divergence, instability, rank loss, delusional bias even. Now, another issue in this framework is that the parameterized actor typically is a neural network and is mostly uninterpretable and is inflexible during deployment. Now, H-step lookahead has the potential to alleviate all of these problems mentioned above. So what is H-step lookahead? In H-step lookahead, we want to find a sequence of actions of horizon H that maximizes the cumulative return that we get. So formally, we want to maximize the L objective here, where L is given by the summation of rewards till the H-1 time step plus the terminal value function. So here tau represents the action trajectory, and we are taking the expectation under the stochasticity of the learned dynamics model. To use H-step lookahead in the off-policy setup that we have mentioned before, we can just replace the parameterized actor that we have with this H-step lookahead policy. So H-step lookahead policies are useful because they reduce the dependencies of value function errors using model rollouts. Moreover, they offer a degree of interpretability that's missing in parametric methods. And also, it allows the policy to incorporate arbitrary constraints and behavior priors during deployment. These constraints can even be non-stationary. So in our work, we present a theoretical analysis of H-step lookahead with a learned model and a learned value function. So assume that you have a dynamics model which has some error of epsilon m and an approximate value function that has an error of epsilon v. So in general, we can bound the performance of the H-step policy with the optimal policy with the expression given here. So the takeaway is that the H-step lookahead can reduce the dependence on value functions by a factor of gamma to the power h-1. So also for bounds under some weaker assumptions than what's shown here, please refer to our paper. But eventually, all of the bounds will have the same structure that we have shown here. One major consideration in this framework is like, how will we learn the value function? So previous work, Polo, uses H-step lookahead to learn the value functions. To do this, they sample a bunch of states or a batch of states from the replay buffer. run H-step lookahead for each of the states in the replay buffer. And now each of this H-step lookahead is itself an optimization procedure. And this computation can be very slow depending on how many samples you want to have in your batch, how much resources you have, and how many times you want to reuse your samples in the off-policy learning step. So instead, we propose to use a parameterized actor to learn the value function. Okay, so towards this goal, we propose Loop, which is an efficient instantiation of H-step lookahead. In this, we have the H-step lookahead policy that interacts with the environment, taking actions and storing them into the replay buffer. This the value function will be learned using samples from this replay buffer in an off-policy manner using any of the shelf off-policy algorithm. One issue in this framework described just now is that we have a step lookahead policy that we are using for deployment, and we have a parameterized actor that we are using for learning. So this makes it difficult for value learning because of the distribution shift that's induced due to the differing state action visitations of the H-step lookahead policy and the parameterized actor. We propose to remedy this issue by bringing the H-step policy closer to the parameterized actor. And we refer to this issue as actor divergence due to the specificity of the two actors that we are using in this method. To do so, we propose actor regularized control, or ARC. We'll understand ARC by taking a look at this general constraint optimization problem for policy improvement. So what we are doing here is that we want to find a distribution of action trajectories that maximize the H-step lookahead objective while ensuring that your distribution is close to some predefined prior. Now in this case, for ARC, we'll make the predefined prior to be a parameterized actor. Now, this optimization has a closed form solution, which just reweights the probability of trajectories from the prior with its exponentiated return. So in practice, we'll approximate this optimal action distribution by a Gaussian with mean mu opt and a variance sigma opt. And we'll refine the estimates of mu and sigma by using iterative importance sampling that uses the ratio of the probabilities between both distributions. Our final empirical estimator is simple and is based on self-normalized importance sampling. So finally, what we have here is we are sampling trajectories from the parameterized actor, which is our prior, and we are reweighting them with the exponentiated return. So now we have seen that Loop works for online RL by optimizing the expected sum of rewards. Not only can Loop work for online RL, but we can extend it to offline RL and safe RL as well. In offline RL, we can use an offline RL algorithm instead of the off-policy algorithm that we had in Loop. And in this case, ARC will optimize for an underestimate of the expected H-step return. This is in line with previous work in offline RL. Also for safe RL, we can modify the H-step lookahead objective by making ARC optimize for the expected return while ensuring that your cumulative cost in the planning horizon is less than some threshold D. So now we test Loop on several domains and tasks. First, we test Loop for online RL. In this case, we build Loop on top of SSE, which is our underlying model-free off-policy algorithm. And we test Loop against different baseline, the model-based baseline PETs, model-free baseline SSE, and hybrid model-based model-free method, MBPO, value expansion, and Loop SARSA. So Loop SARSA is just a variant of Loop where we evaluate the policy, the replay buffer policy into the value function. So here we see that Loop SSE works competitively to MBPO in the locomotion task and outperforms it in the manipulation tasks. The manipulation tasks are the pen and the claw environment. We also see that Loop consistently outperforms SSE which is the underlying model tree of policy algorithm. And this empirically demonstrates that model trading of value errors with model error is indeed beneficial. We also study the necessity of arc within loop. So in the right plot here, on the y-axis we have actor divergence. And this actor divergence measures the squared error between the action proposed by the H-step look-ahead policy and the action proposed by the parameterized actor. So on Walker 2D, we see that arc successfully manages to drive down the actor divergence. And on the left plot here, we can see that loop without arc does not learn anything. As we discussed before, loop can also be adapted for the offline RL setting, and in this case, we build loop on top of two offline RL algorithms, critic regularized regression and polycene latent action space, or PLAS. So we see that loop offers an average improvement of around 15% on CRR and over 29.49% over PLAS. So here we have tested in the locomotion environments of the D4RL dataset. We also test loop for safety in the OpenAI Safety Gym environment, where we have the point and the car robots, and we want them to reach some goal denoted by the green circle there while avoiding some obstacles. So on the left plot here, we see that loop with the safety modifications, we call this variant safe loop, is able to achieve high performance orders of magnitude faster than the safety baselines, while still being safer than the previous safety baselines. We also test loop for safety on the drifting task, which requires long horizon reasoning. So here we have this environment shown on the left. We want this car to drift around the blue dotted circle while ensuring that it's always within the red dotted circle. If it goes outside, it gets a constraint violation. So we compare against a version of loop without the terminal value function, which is the PETS. So we see that with the safe loop, we are able to learn drifting policies while still being safer than the baselines. And without the terminal value function, PETS is not able to learn the drifting policy. So in summary, we present a theoretical and empirical benefits of H-step look-ahead. We propose learning of policy with online panning loop as a practical instantiation of H-step look-ahead. And we demonstrate the advantages of loop through online, offline, and safe RL experiments. These advantages make loop a strong candidate for robotics applications and also gives us flexibility during deployment. Paper code and more videos can be found at this link or by scanning the QR code here. And I encourage you to visit us as the poster 8 for session 5. Thank you.
Thank you, Harshit, for the wonderful talk. Okay, so let's take maybe a question or two. Any questions from the audience?
Thanks for this talk. It's a very cool idea. Can you talk more about the trade-off between model error and value error? Like if it's better to optimize for value error than model error, like is that always true? Are there scenarios where that's not true? And like if it's true, then why not just use model-free methods?
Right. So yeah, so that's one of the points that we have tried to show in this paper. So when you're doing model learning, you're using supervised learning, and you have this strong supervision over all the dimensions of your observation that you want to predict. But in value learning, for particularly function approximation, it's really difficult to get like accurate value estimates. So like, although the theory does not suggest a particular horizon that you have to use such that the model error does not overpower the value error, that we find empirically that model error is like tolerating some amount of model error is beneficial at the cost of like value errors. Yeah.
Any other questions from the live audience?
Yeah, hi. So I didn't understand very well if your method is model-based or model-free. So this is the first question that I have. If it is model-based, then I don't think it's fair to compare it to MBPO because there are competitive also algorithms like Dreamer, I would say. And if you are doing also planning, are you using cross-entropy method? How is this done?
So for the planning, yeah, maybe I'll start with the first point. So MBPO is, so I would characterize our method as a hybrid method. It uses model-based as well as model-free learning. So that exactly falls into the camp of MBPO, right? Because MBPO uses SSE in its base and roll out some model-based transitions from sampling state from the replay buffer. So that gives us like a fair comparison with MBPO, but we are approaching it in a, we are using the model in a different way than what MBPO does. Second, just to be clear, can you repeat your second question again?
How do you do the planning?
Yeah. So planning is not done via CEM. That's we do via ARC. We use iterative importance sampling, where we start our initial distribution with the trajectories proposed by the parameterized actor, and then we'll use that to refine our mean and variance using the iterative importance sampling process. So it's similar to CEM, but
it's MPPI basically.
So MPPI uses the prior as the normal distribution of zero and identity. Here, the prior is different.
Okay.
So yeah, that's just a subtle difference, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just a recommendation. Then I think there are also other works that you should have compared with, but yeah, I can tell you in the poster session.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, maybe we can end this talk and go on to the next talk. Luca, on to you.
All right. Thanks for the excellent discussion.